defender of justice, truth, and the planet Earth. Ace is being attacked by the evil Commander Borg.
Hold your fire! Who is that creep?
Borg.
Earthlings must surrender to me.
No way, Borg, old buddy.
Today we're at the Vintage Vault Arcade, and we'll be talking about the laserdisc arcade game from Cinematronics called Space Ace. This game saw a limited release in 1983, followed by a widespread release in 1984. Space Ace is following right on the heels of the hit arcade game Dragon's Lair. For those who remember both Space Ace and Dragon's Lair, they were some of the first arcade games to make use of laserdisc technology. Both these games were ahead of the competition back in the day. The year was 1984, and Space Ace just hit the arcades. 1 year earlier, the arcade scene was rocked by this new laserdisc game called Dragon's Lair.
Dragon's Lair, a fantasy adventure where you become a valiant knight on a quest to rescue the fair princess from the clutches of an evil dragon. You control the actions of a daring adventurer finding his way through the castle of a dark wizard.
Laserdisc technology took the leap from 8-bit pixels of Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, and Galaga, and jumped right into full-screen animation, just like the cartoons of that era. Now, back in the day, Saturday morning cartoons were something you looked forward to all week. There was no Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, or Netflix. We actually went outside to play. But here's the thing. On the weekends, my generation did not go outside to ride bikes, play baseball, or hang out with the neighborhood kids until you got your Saturday morning cartoon fix. Saturday morning cartoons were a ritual for kids of all ages. Believe it or not, they actually made Saturday morning cartoons of your favorite arcade game characters. Saturday Supercade. Yeah, it was great to be a kid in the 80s. We had the best of everything.
Saturday Supercade.
Now, my parents used to drop my brother and I off at Showbiz Pizza Arcade.
Showbiz Pizza, where a kid can be a kid.
If you are not familiar with Showbiz Pizza, they eventually merged and were all rebranded as Chuck E. Cheese. So here I am, cruising the arcade, and there is a brand new title, Space Ace. And this is exactly what I heard and saw.
Space Ace, defender of justice, truth, and the planet Earth. Ace is being attacked by the evil Commander Borg.
Hold your fire! Who is that creep?
Borg.
Earthlings must surrender to me.
No way, Borg, old buddy. Oh!
Ah! I've been hit!
By the Infanto Ray.
Earthlings must surrender to me.
Struggle with Dexter to regain his manhood. Destroy the Infanto Ray. Defeat the evil Borg.
Hey, Borg! Come on, Kimberly, let's go. I've been hit.
Be valiant, Space Warrior. The fate of Earth is in your hands.
What is this? This is just like a Saturday morning cartoon. And it's in space. Now, I was a Star Wars kid, and here is a brand new sci-fi animated adventure. I can actually play the cartoon. I can become that character in the game. And it costs 50 cents. You got to be kidding me. When I was dropped off at the arcade, I was given about $5, which gives you 20 quarters from the change machine. As a 12-year-old boy, a quarter had value. Depending on how good you are at an arcade game, you can make $5 last a couple of hours in pure arcade entertainment. But to spend 50 cents for a game you probably aren't any good at, that is almost highway robbery. Laserdisc players back in the day were expensive. A home Laserdisc player back in 1984 would set you back over $1,000. You add that expense to the overall cost of a new arcade game, that means an arcade operator was paying almost double the price to put a brand new Dragon's Lair Space Ace arcade game on the floor. I must have walked past that game 15 times, just conflicted over the 50 cents that I would have to pay up. I finally couldn't help myself. I pulled out 2 shiny quarters and dropped them in the game. Then I pushed the one-player start button, and nothing happened. The machine ate my quarters. Now I was upset, so I found the attendant on duty and told him the game ate my 2 quarters. What he did next was something I only dreamed about. He walked up to the Space Ace arcade game, unlocked the coin door, and put 30 credits on the game. Here I was, a 12-year-old kid with limited funds, and I now had 30 credits on the hottest game on the floor. After that moment in time, I was hooked on Space Ace. Like his predecessor, Dragon's Lair, the animation in Space Ace was created by Don Bluth Studios. They were also responsible for several animated movies, such as The Secret of NIMH, An American Tail, The Land Before Time, and All Dogs Go to Heaven. Here we have actual footage from the bike scene in the Space Ace arcade game. Don Bluth's team created the movie-quality animation with a budget of $2 million, which is an impressive amount of money for 1983. By comparison, Dragon's Lair cost only $1 million just 1 year earlier.
Let's say we shoot Worf with his own invention.
Why, yes.
Would say we have dinner?
Get serious.
I am.
Of course, to play back all this beautiful animation in an arcade cabinet required another relatively new technological innovation, the laserdisc. The laserdisc was the first commercial optical storage medium. Both Space Ace and Dragon's Lair had one of these Pioneer LDV-1000 laserdisc players inside the cabinet. This player would read the film quality animation from the laserdisc and transmit the video directly to the arcade monitor. The laserdisc was the granddaddy of all DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K discs that we have today. Here's Back to the Future, produced in 1985 on laserdisc. Here's also the same movie, now on Blu-ray, produced in 2010. Laserdisc players were popular among videophiles and film enthusiasts because it offered higher quality video than its consumer rivals at the time, VHS and Betamax. Laserdisc used an analog video format, whereas today's formats are all digital. Using a laserdisc also offered the unique ability to skip between sequences of video within seconds, similar to how one would skip to different chapters in a movie. Using this ability, a game designer could create full motion video sequences to provide the game's high quality animation. This technique was a complete departure from every other video game out there, which used either vector or bitmap graphics. To play a Laserdisc arcade game, the player moves the joystick or presses a fire button in order to make the on-screen character perform a set of actions. If pressed in the correct sequence, the Laserdisc skips to the next part of the story. If the player chooses the wrong actions, it will skip to any one of dozens of death screens that are animated for your enjoyment. Also, timing becomes key. If you don't enter the correct sequence within a certain time frame, you will also die. The games were essentially an interactive animated movie, but with breathtaking animation. Both Space Ace and Dragon's Lair used a separate digital scoreboard to keep track of the current score, number of lives, and credits. This design allowed for a smoother gameplay experience without the extra on-screen distraction. The first 750 Space Ace cabinets used the original Dragon's Lair style cabinets before they switched to an inverted design. So yes, I have an early run factory original Space Ace. Ultimately, Laserdisc games were short-lived. This was due to their high initial cost per game and the fact that the Laserdisc players would tend to break down in an arcade environment. Since most arcade operators could not fix a Laserdisc player, oftentimes they were just taken out of service and never fixed.
Space Ace, defender of the galaxy. Together with his partner Kimberly.
Coming full circle, Space Ace became its own Saturday morning cartoon at the end of 1984. 13 cartoon episodes were created and became part of the Saturday Supercade. They weren't as good as the original Don Bluth animation, but I still enjoyed them as a kid in the 80s.
I'll get you yet, Space Ace! Space Ace!
Now enough with the review. Let's play this game.
There's Bor's ship.
Those made me.
Kimberly, come in. Are you okay?
Oh, sure. I'm just kidnapped by aliens, that's all.
I'll save you, Kimmy.
Get me out of here!
request permission to land. Aha! Borf is here.
Alert. Unidentified personnel on level 1.
Whoa! Ah!
Seal all exits to level 1.
Whoa!
Now, pilot, everyone to be You enter the
Whoa!
Dexter! Get me out of here!
Alert.
Beware your dark side.
Whoa! What?
Dexter!
Yikes! Kimmy! What?
Dexter! Dexter, you're late.
Call me Ace, huh?
Thanks. I'll walk. Dexter, the Infanto ray is about to be fired at Earth.
Call me Ace, huh? Where's the ray located?
In the center of the complex.
Can you get us in there?
Yes.
Lug nuts. Dwarf knew I'm here?
Yes, and he's geared for battle.
Awesome.
You cannot win.
Yes.
Would say we have dinner?
Get serious.
I am.
Come
Watch out, Orphle, buddy. Here we come.
on. Dexter!
Call me Ace, huh?
Now you die.
Come on. Use the aqua booms. Ah!
Black eel is in the tank.
Well, that's it for Space Ace. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see me review more games in the arcade, make sure you like it on YouTube. You can also see more arcade goodness at thebasementarcade.com. Link will also be in the description. Until next time, keep on gaming.